Hello, in this latest video I'm going to look at a manufacturer new to me, Platz, who started in Z-gauge by introducing the ubiquitous KIHA 40 railcar. These vehicles were introduced in 1977 and became a standard on subsidiary lines, country lines. Very useful vehicles, and also one that can be painted in a wide variety of different colour schemes. It'd be interesting to see how it compares to the Rockahan in terms of detailing and running performance. As you'd expect with a Japanese product, the packaging is beautiful. Crystal case, male and female inner liners, with it wrapped in an individual piece of polythene to protect it. Lots of detail on the back of the box, and then instructions and coupling conversions are underneath the tray. (888) KIHA 40s were put into service following their introduction. Platz have done them in a variety of different colour schemes, including JNR Vermilion, JNR Tokai, the ones we've seen in the old style JNR livery. Now this was actually a JR Central one, KIHA 406309, which was done in the retro colour schemes as a special. Also available are dummy ones that you can use as trailer cars. You don't actually save a great deal of money by buying them compared to the motorised ones. I think I'll tend to err on the side of keeping them all motorised and putting the working couplings on if I want to double head them. Taking it out of the package, you can straight away see that it's very nicely detailed. A nice even dense paint covering on it. It nicely captures the blunt front end of these vehicles. The motor casing inside is painted the same grey as the roof and is nicely inconspicuous. Straight out of the box, it doesn't have a working coupling fitted at either end. These are in the packaging to be exchanged later on should you require. First impressions on the first test run using a Gauge Master controller is that the slow speed starting is very good, the slow speed running is very good. The gear noise is slightly higher than you get on the equivalent Rockahan, but it seems to work very well. It's driven on all 4 axles and has directional headlighting and tail lamps, of course. The pickup seems to be working well. The usual test for me is if I hear the railcar electronic track cleaner kicking in, which it hasn't done at all on this straight out of the box model. Well, the Rockhounds tend to struggle if you use a Marklin Mini Club controller. The starting voltage on these is quite high, and a Rockhound one tends to take off like a scalded cat. The Platz seems to be much more controllable. The real test is our Brooklyn's Alpine layout. It has some very tight curves, it has a nasty kink round the back, and quite a steep gradient. And this is usually a good tester of the running performance of things. This is actually using a Marklin controller again, without the benefit of an electronic track cleaner. And again, you can run it at really realistic speeds. The instructions are in Japanese only, but the diagrams give you a fairly good idea how it all fits together. Also included are a set of, I'm assuming, little waterslide decals for the destination glides and side head codes. So it is dwarfed by some of the gauge 1 stock, but in conclusion I'm very impressed. Nice slow speed running, nice growl to it as it's running around. Tracks the difficulties on Brooklyn's Alpine layout, which is always a test of any Z gauge locomotive. Reasonably priced, arrived very quickly from Plaza Japan in Osaka and turned up in about 4 days, which I was very pleased with. And I'll certainly be considering getting some more of these to run on Hakuho, my Japanese layout.